Good morning, friends and fellow farmers. It's the 7th, and it's time to drink some coffee. Do 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 do. Now, what are we? We don't have any quests going, which is always good, right? We finished up this stuff, and we were working again on getting our farm in order, which means we got the upgrade, I think, to the barn. Good morning, kiddo. Right, I got some kegs to dump in here. And there we go. I have one more coffee. Glug, 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 glug. Good morning. Good morning. I planted these in a little pot out back. This is... Oh, and I gave it back to her. It grew that with great love and attention. Enjoy it. That was bizarre. I don't think I've ever had that. Normally she gives you the little house plant, but then, yeah, I was silly enough to actually just hand it to her. You know, I got something for you. Why do I not have any of my stuff? I must have been doing a thing. We were doing something. I don't know. Alright, well, let's see what we got going on here. I was recently playing Expanded, which totally messes up the ability to hit the bumper and then dump your inventory is really nice, but you can't quite do it like that in Expanded, at least not the way I'm playing it. It just toggles between your chests because I have a chest mod, and so I go from not being able to do that to being able to do that. It's very odd. So we got a lot more. I like the layout of that. It pleases me, so it's nice. Now, what was I'm needing to do that, aren't I? Yeah. We'll have like 2 more. But I need to go get some more copper already. Wow. And I feel like I needed to go and get some more hay, because I think that was the thing that was running a little bit on the low side. 293. That's not the worst. Our hay supply does seem to be getting a couple of the pegs, but like, really, it's not so hot. Hey, kitty cat, let's go give you your... We're gonna probably here. Yes. What was I doing that led me to pineapples, seaweed? I have no idea what I was up to. I love these mysterious. It's like I got bumped on the head and I'm waking up. Oh well, it was something. We were having some fun. Clearly, something was good. Okay, the iron's going to take a bit. Let's go and deal with this. And... I think I'll come and grab some stuff. I don't remember how many I have in the thing. We did well last time, if I recall, that we had like 210 or something ridiculous like that we ended up with. So it was quite a day getting a couple batches in. Hey, big pigs. I'm not even really going on my way to pet all of them, because it's just simply trying to pick them up. So I'm holding down A as I walk. And it is, at least makes it easy. So there's one way over there. Ugh, all the way over there. Aren't you guys going to make me... I don't have to walk all the way around. I don't think so. Alright, this little gang over here. You're having they're having a secret meeting back there. I swear it's totally gonna be Animal Farm out here. It's gonna be trouble. 56, 57. That one's gonna be dropping stuff. 58. Alright. Truffle my way over here. Yeah, we got 64 that we picked up. I think I must... Oh yeah, we got tons. Oh yeah. There's more than ample quantities for us to get in. So it seemed like it was every 6 hours, so this will be again at 4 o'clock. So it might be possible to do 3 rounds, which would basically get me caught up again. Let's see here. No, don't eat that. Every day. Alright, you. And so how much do we have left here? We got 78, 29. So, yeah, 100 and whatever, 7. So it's not bad. So yeah, we have one more batch for sure, but we can, I'm sure, get another batch going here. I know I've been terrible animal parent. They are really, like, you guys can spread out a little bit. You don't all have to stay right there. Okay, I'm just leaving all this. Oh. I thought, oh yeah, I replanted those. Right. Wait a second. These look kind of cute, I think. Smurf houses. Okay, Robin's busy here. Nice. Robin. What I'm going to do is... There we go. It's going to be all outsized here in a second. Yeah, it's great. Okay, now I think our stuff was good out here. Oh, okay, so that was right, the hops. I'm going to leave that stuff. Meh. Okay. There we go. Now we're making with summer here now. Made a list with my daughter of, she's a film nut as well, so said, okay, let's make a list of films that you haven't seen, and from whatever, you know, time period, etc. And I watched a lot of movies since I was a kid, so my film knowledge is all over the place, and I really like. I go through binges of periods, but I've watched movies heavily since the mid '80s at least, so I didn't miss a lot. Whereas, you know, she's a kid, so there's huge pockets of movies since then she's missed, and so we caught up on some of the, you know, the family favorites like the Indiana Jones and things like that. It was like good fun. So it's been a fun experience of, like, you know, thinking of like, okay, what have you missed? And like, you know, she's old enough now, like we can watch most things. Like we watched Alien and Aliens not that long ago. Those kinds of things, you know, fun 80s, 90s stuff. And so today we watched half of the first Lord of the Rings movies. And it's funny, I watched those like when they came out in the theater, and they seem so much more impressive. Although they still seem pretty impressive, they don't seem nearly as impressive as they did then. But they still seem cool. But you see the trickery a lot more, and that in of itself is actually kind of neat, because it's you're viewing it from a very different perspective. You're like, oh wow, okay, they really there's a lot of there's a lot of trickery that goes on. So yeah, anyway, it's pretty cool. So we're taking those in. That's been our big. I don't think I bought more stuff. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I would have dumped it in. No, I definitely didn't. Hey, alright, let's do this. Switch over to keyboard and mouse. And I don't know, let's buy like 1,000. Okay. Good enough for now. So at any rate, yeah, well, that was today. It was binging out on watching that, and yeah, I could tell the attention span was starting to go. That was a long movie. You always forget. You're like, yeah, no, that's a lot. Although, you know, it's fun, it's intense, but it is 3 hours is a long time. But yes, it's a laundry list, and her desire to watch movies. And her knowledge, she's aware of movies, from that time period. So there's a list of movies she has. Like she wanted to watch Alien. She really likes scary movies, which is weird because I don't. But I enjoyed Aliens and Alien, and I don't think they're really that scary. And, but then the laundry list has grown, and now it's like I want to watch The Shining, and I'm like, I don't think that's. I really like that movie. I enjoy the movie a lot, but I feel like it's still a little bit scary. And not a lot of movie. If a movie's scary, it's it's an 8 a.m. watch. But it is funny. I was watching recently a thing. Bill Hader did a thing on Criterion where he talked about his favorite movies, and he's talking about the movies that he watched when he was they ask him questions, and he's really, really well. He's seen a lot of movies. He's a film nut, more so than I would have expected even. And describing growing up having a film nut, his dad was I think a truck driver and was also a film nut, and so he grew up watching everything. And it'd be like, okay, you gotta leave the room. He's like, yeah, I saw Clockwork Orange when I was 10. I wasn't allowed to see the first 30 minutes. I didn't see that till I was 20. But nothing was kind of off the table. And watching Taxi Driver, he was like 10 years old. Like I wouldn't allow a 10-year-old to watch those movies. But it didn't have a negative effect on him. It in fact made him have realizations about film and stuff, which is quite amazing. So maybe, I always question where my benchmark is in what I think is appropriate. Oh, there's no more truffles. Okay, I'm going to leave them alone now. I always think, this is appropriate or this isn't appropriate. And what we consider to be an R in the 80s or, PG-14 in the 80s, that moved like that whole whatever, that benchmark shifted a lot, I think. Like our daughters were watching Better Call Saul with us, which in the 80s probably would have had a much different age rating. With the it would have been on TV. That's first off, but it would have had a much steeper age rating. And so you go, well, it's not like it used to be. And it's kind of weird because I think because of special effects in the 80s, they started getting really good at special effects. So they fell in love with it. And you see the same thing now with certain types of effects that they utilize. It's like, we can show it, so we will. And so the 80s became like a nuclear arms race of like grotesque special effects. So it'd be like the movie doesn't have hardly any cussing, but somebody's head gets blown off. Like, it's a weird sort of thing. And it'd be like, it's rated R. Or it'd be like, nothing happens in it, but somebody says the F word, therefore it's rated R. So it's a very weird kind of, I don't know, just strange to assess what the age rating is. The 70s was really weird. It was like, what is this movie? Like, what is it rated and why? Oh, it's rated because somebody says the F word, and now it's rated R. And it just the ratings was all over the place. At any rate, what I'm getting at is the idea of it is still kind of, I'm relying on my memory, but my memory is a lot softer, like on those things where you're like, oh, that didn't seem so bad. And then you really think, and you're like, oh no, that was pretty terrible. No, that was definitely not kid friendly. So I don't know. There's it's more vetting. But then I find you read like the IMDb's guide of like, what's in the movie and how bad is it. And it's really not, it doesn't, unless you've seen the movie, it's really difficult to assess movies using that, because it's kind of a meaningless thing. Like, it'll say, well, it contains this and this and this, but like when you watch it, you're like, really, that was nothing. But it sounded like it's going to be like just decapitations and stuff. Like, it just sounds horrifying. But then you're like, oh, really? No, this, you don't see anything. So you can't really rely on that. And Parents' Guide is kind of like mixed bag, because definitely sometimes I'm on the very liberal side of that, and then sometimes I'm like, really? That's what they're going with? It's tricky being a parent. That's what I'm getting at. But then I think to Bill Hader, and I think, is your kid really going to be that traumatized? Possibly. Although I can't say there's any movies that traumatized me as a kid. Probably. I think. Okay, so we got all that done. What do we want to do now? The Operation Yard Cleanup is... Oh, right. Okay, so I got this one. So as soon as she's done this, I want to build one for the machines. And so I might put that one like here, maybe, or maybe just even next to it. It's a nice little stretch of beach we got. We actually, it's nice leaving some beach. It's the whole point of having like a beautiful beach place. It's like a little getaway. Just, you know, just us. Enjoying the scenery, listening to the quiet sound of the waves. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You know, I was watching other examples, just for context, would be like Raising Arizona. Yeah, you referenced that movie, and I was like, right, Raising Arizona. I forgot how good that movie was. Watched the trailer. I was like, well, maybe it's not that good, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid. So let's do that. Or even now, I'm like, well, Fargo is not. How bad is it? Yeah, memory's a funny thing. Barton Fink. That was one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies when I was a teenager. That was a really good movie. I don't know how well any of these movies stand up, but yeah, I very much enjoyed the Coen Brothers as a kid. They had the right sensibility. But then you see, when, you know, I was saying to my kid, I think when you watch Better Call Saul, you appreciate Better Call Saul differently when you've watched the Coen Brothers. Got enough stuff, okay. Because in the Coen Brothers, you see, put these in here. Or sorry, in Better Call Saul, you see the Coen Brothers. Like, you see that kind of, that black humor. And again, I think that was, you know, Bill Hader's point is that for a long time, you didn't see comedy and kind of, not tragedy, but kind of that harsh dramaticness. You didn't see those things play together very much. But then, you know, the Coen Brothers come in. You know what? Will we have time? What time did I flip these? Yeah, we should have time. We should have time. Let's go put some stuff in these other ones though, because I've not dealt with these in ages. Yeah, I mean it's hard to say anything, compare anything to the Coen Brothers, but it's you definitely see other stuff, which is kind of cool when you see other people tackle that same problem of how do we make the dark funny. And you? Okay, there we go. I've actually loaded these up. I haven't loaded these up in so long. Okay, there we go. So, sure enough. So, we will be short, I think. Which is good. So, we're finally caught up. I didn't want to wait till like winter to get caught up on all of this. I thought it'd be nice to, you know. And then those ones in the middle, I think we had to come back. There we go. Yeah, so it's a big list of stuff. I mean, we've seen, you know, if you follow that list of like top 100s back, or top, by year is what I looked at, not top of all time, but top movies by year. Movies from like, say, like 19, I think it starts in 21 or something. We've seen a lot of the movies from like, you know, then until like the 50s. So like we watched a lot of the safe stuff already. So it's time to start breaking out all the dangerous movies from the 80s. Just release the trauma. Okay, so let's see. Forage item 7. Huh. Guess there's still some. Oh, that's a good way to tell how many things you have out. And yeah, cave farm ready. I'm so lazy with the cave farm. I mean, we're so past that, and I just never. I just think, and then I don't. Yeah, it's interesting. So what else are we We're saving. I want to get the return scepter. That's my big thing that I think I'm saving for at the moment. But I feel like there's got to be something else we're working on. There's the. I mean, I can finish these. We craft every item. We're waiting on that one. Ship every item. What are we missing there? That's interesting. I wish you could get more information and then ship 15 of every crop. That one, I know we did it in our other playthrough. Yeah, it's like this too. It's like if I was to dump out, just kind of clean out my chest, we would probably end up getting most of this. I mean, we're quite far along. Morels, we've shipped 1. That one blows me away. I've done such a lousy job of like some of these things. The morels one has been a tricky one. I don't know. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Again, I'll just run these through real quick. May as well just kind of, again, keep up while we can. Oh, there we go. Not enough. Nice. Well, that was good. And we can now water these. Look at us taking care of things. Alright. Well, we will see you all next time. Till then, bye-bye.